Namaskaram. Welcome to PGurus. I'm your host JK. I'm kind of honored to even share the frame, but let me introduce you a new guest to PGurus family, parivar of PGurus, and is, I guess, just to talk about him or even to say something about him, he is the founder of Lifeline Hospital in Chennai, and his great granduncle is none other than Manonmaniam Sundaranath Pillai. And I'm sure he's going to touch everybody's heart with his narrative or with his talk today. Namaskaram, Swami.
Namaskaram. So nice to see you, JK.
I'm kind of very happy to introduce Dr. Rajkumar. I guess his nickname is Raj. People, his rather his pet name, if you want to use that word. But again, so Raj Swami, today, very happy to have you in P Guru's platform. I guess P Gurus believe that we have a great audience. I guess people who are knowledgeable, who kind of analyze things that we talk here, and I guess they comment a lot in terms of what value they carry from this program and everything that P Gurus does. So very happy to add you to that parivar. Let's begin our talk with something that has kind of got attention of everybody, and that is about Rahul Gandhi talking on Shakti and Modi ji's rebuttal. He became too emotional. I guess you cannot even stop this man. And I guess the opposition decides what weapon you have to carry, and they just give him, they just armor him with a lot of things now and then. And this is a new addition to the ammunition. So, Shakti, what's your take on that?
So thank you very much. It's such an honor to be in P Gurus. I've been watching the P Gurus videos with a lot of intense involvement, and it's nice that I'm now on the show itself. Okay, I'm going to connect North, South, Sanskrit, Tamil over the next 5 to 8 minutes. It's a little intense like everything I do. So number one, if you look at my mother's brother, who was Manonmaniam Sundaram Pillai, and he had a great interest in something called Sivajnana Bodham, which is the Saiva Siddhanta philosophy. Swami Vivekananda was terribly interested in that. Swami Vivekananda in 1892, December, went down the coast of Kerala, dropped in for one night at Manonmaniam's place, and then went on to about December 25th, he reached Kanyakumari and then swam across. All that happened the 25 to 27. Those two or three nights, 2 nights and 3 days is when he was there on the rock. Now, the very principle of Sivajnana Bodham, first 3 words I'll tell you, Avan, Aval, Adu, that all him, her, it are all manifestations of the one underlying or overbearing Godhead. So keep that in mind, one side. Let's come to Rig Veda. In Rig Veda, there are multiple mandalas. In one of the mandalas is the Prathama Mandala, in which the concept of Rashtra, how Modi ji says, Rashtra itself is, we say motherland. Why do we say motherland? Why do we say Bharat Mata, not Bharat Pita ki Jai? If you go to the Rig Veda, it says, Aham Rashtri Sangamani. I am the beholder of the Rashtra. Rash is Rashmi or sun. Thra or Tri means in the sun. In the same Rig Veda, it comes, it's a very important line that comes, Rashtri Rashmi me detatha. Show me the lighted path. So basically the concept of I am, the Rashtra is nothing but beholder of the Rashtra, and then it says Pratama Vagyanam, that I am the one who is worshipped too for the same, worshipped by the gods. And from this concept, this is written by a female sage called Sage Vak. Vak Kodutavanga, Vak, Sage Vak, who was a female sage. And this shows I am Rashtri, not Rashtra. The mother, the land is given, our soil is given a femininity, and from this stems the concept of motherland. Quickly run from that to another side. Let's run to West Bengal. Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, who, when he was hiding in a prince's house, hiding. Why was he hiding? Because the English wanted to kill him. Why did they want to kill him? He was the first man to put a case against an Englishman who insulted Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, and he put a case on him and said, I want you to apologize publicly. Colonel Smith apologized for slapping an ICS officer, Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, to Bankim Chandra Chatterjee in public, and then decided to kill him secretly. So he went into hiding, And when he was in hiding, he saw the Durga, Kali Mata temple, in which he saw the nation, the blood-soaked soil of the mother of his land, as represented by Ma Durga, and the beautiful Vande Mataram was born by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. Now join all the three that I've told you: the Upanishads, the Sivajnana Bodham, and the Bankim Chandra Chatterjee's Vande Mataram. The same reason for which Bankim Chandra Chatterjee's Vande Mataram was objected to by Muhammad Ali Jinnah is the same reason that Rahul Gandhi is now objecting to the principle of Shakti. For us, femininity, motherland are inseparable from the oneness of Hinduism. We are the Shakti cult. Now I want to stop for a minute here and say, many people down south believe that the Shakti cult, Kottravai, if you read Sanga Tamil, Kottravai yu mandalange nirko. That is the Shakti or mother goddess cult that came from the south. And then it also was part of the overall Hinduism. Now let us assume we follow what the Dravidians say. Let us assume that we are the owners of the Shakti cult. Let us assume Bankim Chandra Chatterjee came 1800 years after that. Even then, by insulting that mother goddess, by insulting our Dravidian mother goddess, who was like the dancing girl in the seals of Mohenjo-daro, which have now been proved to be Tamil in origin, they are insulting you. Why is he insulting you? Rahul Gandhi is insulting every one of us, JK, me, and everybody who's watching this, because he's saying, I will insult your mother god, goddess, I will insult your motherland, I will insult your Nari Shakti, because I will play to the gallery of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who wrote a letter even in 1947 saying, we cannot accept. And to many of the people, there was a lady who objected to, in the Constituent Assembly, a lady who strongly objected to including Vande Mataram, because she said Shakti cannot be part of our national song. There were 4 beautiful stanzas. 2 of the stanzas describing Mother Durga taking out her sword and fighting for us, spilling blood everywhere, with blood of the unrighteous. All that was deleted. And 2 of the watered down versions, Sukla Marda Madaram, Vande Madaram, is what we now sing. That itself we don't sing properly. I will tell you one more thing. This is why the way Jawaharlal Nehru pandered to the minority audience those days in order to, and he took away 2 stanzas of our Vande Mataram. So also this man, Rahul Gandhi, is now pandering to the minority by saying we don't believe in Shakti. Indeed, I will go one step further. Jinnah wrote those days, in 1947 he wrote, we cannot accept the concept of a nation being equivalent to a god. It's there in the letters to Jinnah. Those who are looking at 153A for me, it's all there, all noted there. It's in the Constituent Assembly debates. And for that, the counter quote is that even in the Hadith, Sayyid Bukhari's Hadith, you can see the Prophet himself has said, is not our land and our soil equivalent to our God, and shall we not worship that soil? But he has said it in the Hadith, which is the Sunnah, or whatever they believe in, is divided into 2 parts, the Quran and the Hadith. Hadith are the words of the Prophet. The words of the Prophet actually say that we will support our land is equivalent to God. Go to America from here, let's run there. Every man who takes the Pledge of Alliance, they say, and I take this one nation under God. Technically, that was objected to by several Islamists in the US who said we cannot accept that we'll take a pledge under nation. We can only take a pledge directly to God. But that was struck down. So I'm adding everything together and say this is part of a feeling of anti-oneness, feeling of anti-motherness, a feeling of anti-motherlandness. And we have ample examples in history to show that this appeasement politics that is being played out in the name of secularism, I call it pseudo-secularism, or I call it secularism. This is nothing to do with the poor Sikhs. This is just Sikh as in Bimar. So this is what we are finding in play in what Rahul Gandhi did. I'm begging all our Tamil people, do not fall for this. Do not fall for this deepening the fault line and saying North Indian is different from South Indian. Some fellow came riding down the Khyber Pass. It has all been disproved by extremely good genetic studies. Some other day, JK, some other day we'll go into those genetic studies to prove that we are all one. Indeed, genetic studies to me are saying only one thing, that we are all one 𝗣𝗚𝘖𝗍𝙑 𝘠𝑚𝑏𝑎𝑘𝑚. If you go to the National Gene Pool study in the US, they proved that all of us came from one woman, and that one woman, or Eve, was probably black. How? I will discuss another day. This is the concept of 𝗣𝗚𝘖𝗍𝙑 𝘠𝑚𝑏𝑎𝑘𝑚. And we should not be divided by forces like this who say, I don't agree with Shakti, just to keep the 15% happy and to get their votes. At least let us together stand for 85%, win, and then include that 15% with us. That is the concept of saying Sarva Dharma Sambhava.
Right. In fact, you just picked the right lines as well. Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. And on the other side, we believe, or we see one of the India Alliance partner, Lalus 𝗼𝗂𝗍𝙗, kind of quoting Modi ji does not have a family and he cannot understand the feeling. So Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam, Modi ji parivar, and this kind of statement, are they simply adding, or no, I guess they are looking at 400. Are they simply going to give them that on a platter?
I will answer that with two things. First of all, these guys have zero, they're wearing dirty shirts and they're complaining about one small dot. In one of the, I read like a maniac, I don't know who, I think it is Swami Prabhupada, but one of the versions of the Bhagavad Gita, in that Sri Krishna on Ubhakate, Sri Krishna is asked by Arjuna, why do we have children then? He was saying, why should I have my children? And he says, Sri Krishna says, it's not a direct verse in the Bhagavad Gita, but it's in an interpretation saying, why do we have children? We have children to understand that if you can love the whole world the way you love your children, then Arjuna, you become me. It was a verse written, I think it's by Prabhupada, saying, how can ordinary man become God? What the Greeks called apotheosis. You become God when you look at the whole world like your children. The way we love our children, no? When they fall down, we bleed. They bleed, we cry. Can you cry when somebody is being butchered in Gaza? Can you cry when somebody is killed in Ukraine? Can you cry when somebody is being killed in the name of religion in Kashmir Pandits? Then you become God. You become a part of Vasudeva. And that is what Modi ji is showing. He's saying, if somebody doesn't have COVID vaccines in Sri Lanka or in Africa, we will give it to them. We will cry if they bleed. You go to the Bible, I think it's Matthew, book of the Bible, that says, definition of God is he who sheds tears when every sparrow falls dead to the ground. Concept of universal compassion. அதான் நம்ம வள்ளலார் ரொம்ப அழகா சொன்னார் அந்த காலத்துல. வாடிய பயிரை கண்டவுடன் என் மனம் வாடினேன். Same concept. Even seeing a dry sheaf of rice, Vallalar is saying, I feel so bad. So, Modi ji, coming back to the answer to your question is, to Lallu Prasad's question is, Modi ji is telling, I care for somebody dying in Africa, somebody dying in Sri Lanka, somebody dying in Manipur, yes, and somebody dying in Kashmir. I will provide for all of them. You are my family. Whereas Lallu Prasad Yadav will use not only human families, he will use families of cows also for his scam and use them all to make his family fatter while the cows become thinner. He has no ground to stand on. Look at his friend, Lallu Prasad Yadav's friend. I was reading about the seeshmahal scam. Can I talk about that, JK?
Most certainly. Sure. Anything that adds value.
These are the people who are opposing Modi ji. This man, if Delhi keeps saying, Tamil Nadu is full of scams, I want everyone to listen to this statement. If Delhi can say, Tamil Nadu is full of scams, Tamil Nadu can say, Delhi is full of scams. Full stop. Innada, in the same side goal poduran. There are no scams to speak of. Otherwise, we would jump up and down on that also. Because we need checks and balances in any democracy. There are no major scams. Go to Delhi. Go to the seeshmahal controversy. What is the seeshmahal controversy? Does it concern us? Yes, it concerns every Tamil and concerns every Indian. This man is a so-called Aam Aadmi Party wearing slippers and just wearing some oil in his hair in a kurta in the heart of COVID, when he could not pay the doctors. I talked to the doctors in Delhi when I went there. The doctors, many of them were not paid for months. The ward boys were not paid. The nurses were not paid. But from the Delhi government, the order went for seeshmahal. This is the seeshmahal, like Taj Mahal. Seeshmahal made out of glass and stone was being made for whom? A man who's representing the Aam Aadmi, Lallu Prasad Yadav's good friend. His name is Arvind Kejriwal. Kejriwal is conducting seeshmahal while people are dying of COVID everywhere. And he ordered, you won't believe, he ordered 6 curtains for 3 crores. அப்படி என்னங்க அது மாதிரி கர்டன் 3 கோடிக்கு வாங்க முடியும்? 45 crores for the seeshmahal. Sofas, marble alone, the marble alone cost 3 or 4 crores. And he doesn't like, these fellows don't like, they only call themselves INDIA. But he won't buy the marble for the Delhi CM's office, residence from Kota, Rajasthan. Or he won't buy from Jodhpur. He will buy it only from Vietnam. Why? Because he is INDIA alliance. No, they call themselves INDIA. He will buy from there. Marble alone cost 3 crores. The chemicals that are put to polish that marble so that it will shine like mirrors, so then they can be called seeshmahal. Never mind, outside people are dying of COVID, doctors and nurses are not being paid, but that alone, that cost some 98 lakhs just to polish the marble. And these people, they dare to call Modi ji corrupt. These people dare to say Modi doesn't have a family, so he cannot do. This is absolutely ridiculous. It's a travesty of justice. 45 crores for the liquor gate scam, just to give all those liquor shops. On one side, they're saying we will look after the people. Another side, to give the liquor gate, they give the liquor to their alliance. Same day, the same amount of money is transferred. It just jumps to one account and then jumps to his private account. People must open their eyes. You know, we must arise. We must awake. And we should stop now till the goal is reached. And that goal is getting rid of the anti-Hindutva, anti-division, anti-national forces of our country. And I'm certainly committed to that. I'm very committed to that.
Thank you very much, Dr. I guess I guess you are completely armed when we talk about the scams as well as how Modi ji is being portrayed unwantedly. I guess it was absolute unwarranted by the opposition. I guess they're just giving him lots and lots of things to talk about. I guess Shakti is one thing that's going to stand out, and I'm sure his Shakti of people's power is going to prove very costly for the opposition when the election results comes. I guess we're going to have you more often than not in the coming weeks as well. And till then, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, JK. It was lovely being interviewed by you.
It's my pleasure.